Mission. We are live, Eric.
Excellent.
We are live. So this is episode. We've got an index on the right hand side here of how many episodes we've done so far, and by human eye, I can tell that we're on episode 6 now.
Yep.
It's going to be annoying when this is not our homepage, so we'll have to go to some other system.
Yep.
Anyway,
Um,
right. So
yeah, I have another tab open. And I hope you don't mind that we just bring that up a little bit.
no, sure, yeah.
So this is Dan North. He's a guy that I've been following for a long time. I don't remember um when he popped up on my radar, but he has quite a bit of interesting stuff to say. And
Hmm.
during, I think, well, 3rd of February, so basically this week, he wrote this blog post called Best Simple System for Now, which in many ways sort of describes exactly what I think we're doing. Maybe not best, but at least the simplest system for now. So figure out what's the smallest thing that you can deliver that provides value in many ways.
Yeah, I read it as well, and I like Dan North as well. I think he's a good speaker, and he's on the right side of a lot of things. So I'll cut him a lot of slack. But I think it's slightly different from what we're doing. It feels like, to me, it feels a bit like uh, all of these things are a bit like opinionated, and I think maybe that's what he's saying. He's saying that you just have to take an opinion about something, and only let go of that opinion once it kind of like runs out of steam or out of space. But obviously, with the problem with a lot of this stuff, and I don't know if he quite admits to this, but it's very difficult to kind of fully explain or to fully rationalize or to so I think he's groping around with that concept, and he says it's hiding in plain sight, but it kind of isn't, well, it isn't, it isn't, it's like what we're doing is hiding in plain sight, but a lot of people don't want to see it,
Mm,
let me just put it that way, which is
yeah.
that it's hard, it's a new thing to argue about this because it's always easier just to take a bunch of well accepted opinions, and it's more difficult to go your own way and go a slightly different way, let's say,
Mm,
which I think is what we're doing here. It's a practical example of what he's talking about, and I think it's going to be interesting to look back in, like, let's say 6 months time, to see what it all means. I think
yep.
I think we're kind of close to what he's doing, but I'm not saying it's. I'm a bit nervous to say it's exactly the same, but it's certainly a reinforcing message. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I was out with having lunch with an ex-colleague the other day as well, and he asked me, and I'll bring up this. He asked me if I was worried about he stopped programming and he's going to med school. Hi,
Mm.
Lars. And he asked me if I was worried about my job because of the recent advances in AI and will coders be replaced by AIs? And I think now what we've done here isn't any kind of rocket science, right? But if you look
Sure.
at
Sure.
the hours that we spent, so we spent um, 5 hours on this.
Hmm.
And we chatted a bit. So it's like an effective coding time. Maybe it's something you do before lunch. But as you said, Ray, um, the interesting bit here isn't really the code that we have or have not written. It's
Yeah.
the approach to it, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I think I like to think of, you can go into go with Rich Hickey and talk about hammock time and stuff, but the experience that you have as a coder is much more important than the characters that you bang into a file, I think.
Yeah, I also think that to the point about to the point I made earlier on about things being willing to change and being willing to listen to new ideas or new ways of doing things. And one might argue this is not new, this is old, or this is simple, or whatever. And the thing that Dan North is talking about is kind of simple, or the best possible simple. The main point I was going to say is that it's kind of novel, and the thing about AI is that it's very rarely novel. If it's novel by accident, it's not novel by design. It's designed to be a status quo machine, and that's the worrying thing for me about AI from a programming perspective and from a technology perspective, is that it will tend towards the status quo and tend to damage innovation, because it won't look at, or it's not permitted to think, because it can't think. The AI that we have is incredibly dumb. It's essentially copy paste on steroids. So people having this sort of ideas that AI could threaten us is sort of ludicrous, really, because all it is a way of speeding up what you currently do. It's nothing more than that. Now, that can be effective sometimes in helping individual programmers to make progress quicker. But on the other hand, I don't think it helps in terms of innovation or in terms of like the thought process that you need. I think it can help in the very small realm of kind of inputting code more quickly. But in my experience, certainly with Clojure, and I think possibly with yours as well, is that it gets it wrong half as much as it gets it right, and then you're kind of doing homework for the AI, and I don't like that, so I'd rather just leave it out.
Yeah.
In the current state, anyway. I'm pretty sure. I know for a fact that some languages might be better than that. Might be kind of like getting it right more often and stuff like this. But yeah.
What's also interesting is that it can't even balance out my parents correctly, right? So it's
yeah.
Anyways,
okay.
What's on today's plan?
Right. So last time we were here, we added the ability for users to sign up, and the main purpose of that is that once you've signed up, you should be able to upload content. And when you upload content, you need to prove that you're the person that signed up, so that we can assign that content to your account.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do again is like something super simple, which is essentially on that one action, you need to prove that you're that person. And the way that we've elected to do this is that when you sign up, we give you a token. So when you want to upload things, you will present that token with your ID. So it's an email address and the token that you've been given. And that's it. And basically there's no sessions, there's no cookies, there's nothing special. It's just a form that you put in your email address, basically the sign-up details, and then the cookie, the token that we gave you. You just present that again. And the nice thing about that is it's not so good right now because we have not got a secure website, so we need to fix that. But the nice thing is eventually when we get Let's Encrypt set up on our website is that it will go over an encrypted tunnel, so the token won't be grabbable by anyone. Now, as it happens, at the moment we're kind of like in the clear, so it's not great, but we need to fix that on our side, the infrastructure side of it, which we will do in the background because it's not very interesting to watch to be done. It's not exactly rocket science either. So that's the only thing that's missing from our sort of security, if you like, is the fact that we're not SSL encrypting, or that the browser and the servers are not using SSL encryption for the for the messages, the tokens coming out and the forms going in. So that's clearly bad, you know. So,
Yep. But I
but
was I was actually not at all looking forward to this episode because the way that I figured that we had to do this was to start out with sessions. So you sign in and then you get a session. We know who you are. Then we can show or then we can let you upload stuff. And then you have to be able to log out and stuff. And this is,
right,
um, there's middlewares in Ring that
mm, mm,
takes care of most of this for you.
sure,
Um, but I wasn't really comfortable with how this was working, and I hadn't really had time to sit down and read all the code and really understand all of it. And then you came up with this idea here that, okay, so you just have to, we do this sessionless and we do it cookieless, and the only thing is that it's a bit inconvenient for the user who has to provide the token
yeah.
um, and their ID when they upload a video. But there's a lot of other stuff on this site right now, which is a bit tedious, so we can live with some sort of tediousness, I guess.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. I mean, you know, if this is not the finished product, I mean, you know, we just want
Sorry.
we want to be able to, like, you know, not have this hash load, this upload content kind of like commented out all the time, and just comment it in when we want to do it. You know, we just want to have that done. So there's two steps to it. I mean, obviously the one step is like this minimal form, um, and then we can have this upload content on all the time then, because we can
Yep.
authenticate the users. And like I say, in the background, we definitely want to put SSL on the website so that we're not leaking the the tokens.
Yep. Yeah. Um, so I guess what we need to do then is that we have this function handle upload, and what
Yeah.
we need to, I guess, argue a little bit about is where do we put, I guess it's easier for me, I guess, if we put the auth logic inside handle upload.
Yeah. I think for the moment, let's just do that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because because
Uh,
like we say, what we're doing here is we're just doing. This is a privileged action that we only got one privileged action on the website, so let's just localize the the processing of that local action.
yep.
Obviously, you might end up breaking this function up a little bit, but you know, but I feel like that's the best place for it as well.
Yep. So, I
We
guess
didn't argue that much, Eric.
Hey?
We didn't argue that much. This is
No, we didn't. We
this is
didn't.
not good.
This is not good because I like something in me would want to put this at the like, put the authentication or the authorization stuff on the outside, and then this one be just responsible for handling the upload, and it doesn't know anything about whether or not you're allowed to do this or not. But let's um let's start it simple and then see if we can move it out or what we end up doing.
Exactly. We know that
Yep.
this will work, so let's do that.
Yep.
And I don't think I think when part of the thing that we probably agree with Dan North on is that let's not get too clever too quick. You know.
Yep.
Um, Although I kind of like feel like I don't want to agree with him because I feel like that's our default position, you know. So let's say he agrees with us.
Yeah. So, so what I've done now is that I've made the upload content URL live again. And I also went ahead and I just just went ahead and commented out the stuff that actually does things so that we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
play around with it. And
Makes
then
sense. Yeah. So we can basically see what the form gives us back when
yes.
we change it up. Yeah.
So we have this, and then we go, blah.
By the
Here
way,
we go.
while you're doing this, I
Yeah,
think it's worth mentioning that this is still the same REPL that we had from day one.
it is.
So week 6, and we're in the same REPL, which is quite nice, isn't it?
I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And we haven't really started worrying about how do we deploy to production yet.
We're in production, so it's fine.
We are. So yeah.
Oh, you said there's a nice way of changing a label.
Hey?
Did you say there's a nice way of changing the label on the
Yeah,
form?
yeah, yeah. Yep.
Okay,
Yep,
that's
I
cool.
did. So, what we get here is we have if we look at the form of this thing, so this is our upload form, and the value here, this should not be name, but value.
All right.
So then
Okay.
now we get a proper thing. Um, and we see that we have a file name, a content type, a temp file, a title, or sorry, a file and a title. So we could now go ahead and do like, um, should we call it ID and then token?
Maybe it's just email is easier because it might
Yeah.
be a bit confusing for people.
Yeah. But the point is that we don't have, I should use a label here, but I can't be.
Mm.
And now this shows like I cannot do front end stuff. Uh,
Can't that just be a keyword? I think.
uh, no, this is the text that goes out.
Oh, I see.
So
Okay. Ah, right,
yeah,
right. I see. I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, let's just see what this looks like then.
Mm.
Haha, that's
It's
it's
beautiful.
beautiful, isn't it? Yes. So we take this one and we say this is a title. This is and this is my token.
Yeah.
And now, oh, look, you see?
Upload. Oh, yeah. It looks nice. Yeah.
Up,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, we're not rough. We're not brutal.
Um, yep.
Right. Okay.
So
This is
now
very
we
nice. Yeah.
have the title, and I can obviously not spell, and yeah, and I can't even navigate. Okay,
You can spell where it matters.
come on. So
This is
we
under
can,
multi-part params then, yeah?
hey,
Oh,
yeah,
you
it's
see,
under
yeah.
multi-part params. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So we have email, which is get the params email, and then we have token.
Something that, I mean, I know this is sort of, the destructuring thing is not your friend, but I'll give you a little tip, yeah, that
Yep.
we can simplify this. It's something that I
Yep.
only found out through writing this library, actually, is
Oh,
that
the
the
stirs
stirs
thing.
thing, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically, what you can do is you can just have like stirs on multi-part params. Yeah,
File email token
yeah. Token on
of
of
multi,
multi-part params. Yeah. Yeah, it's
and
quite
then it's
nice, isn't
stuff.
it?
It is. Uh, what have I? It's
So
not.
now the
Oh,
multi-part params request thing has gone a bit wank.
uh, okay. So what if we just
No,
do?
that's all good. That's all good, I
Yeah,
think.
but we
Oh yeah,
can
you could do it
destructure
up
it
there. Yeah, of course you can.
like that, and
Yeah, I think the next line is the one that's off.
yeah. What's wrong here?
No, the next line below it, I think it's gone a bit weird.
Ah,
I don't think that's necessary.
there we go. Yeah, and then it doesn't do anything with
Destination yet. Yeah.
yeah. So we did have a let me just want to find this function right here because we're gonna need something like user by token and email.
Something like that. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we need an nth or is it just a get?
No, 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 that's just we need to get the users out of the DB.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, I tend to sort of bind this to like when I sort of hash the code out, I tend to stick stuff in let bindings, and then very often at the end I see that oh, this just works really nicely as a thread, and then I like it helps me think to go, let's get the users and then do something with the users, right?
I would say probably not a great idea this one because I think with users you're basically getting all of the users, and I don't think we want to do that. I think we should do a
No,
get
no, but
in.
what I'm saying is that we're probably ending up in something
No, but I
like
think
this.
it's no. I think we should do a get in on because we there's a key in users, isn't there?
No, there isn't yet. We
Oh,
haven't
we haven't
we
got a map. Okay, I see. Okay, oh,
yeah.
okay, okay, fine. Okay,
So
that's
it's
the
going to
thing we
be
were talking about
first.
before, wasn't it? That we need
Yep.
to potentially at least argue about, because
Yes.
I'm not happy about that.
So equals, and we have email percent. Uh, we have to have an and. Sorry, an and equals email of percent equals email and equals token of percent token. And then if we go like this, put that one there, and we raise this one, and then we say closure thread last all. Boom, like this. I think that works.
No, because you got rid of the get users on it.
Ah,
Get user,
dang
but
it.
you can put it there.
So
Yeah, yeah. There we go. Isn't it? Is it user or users?
it's user.
Yeah.
I think that's it. So what if we do user by token and email DB and hang on. So we said token first.
Yeah, we need to definitely
Need to
before we open
regenerate some stuff.
before we
Yes.
open this up, we definitely need to regenerate this stuff. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah,
That's kind of cool. I feel a little bit proud now that I managed to write this little stuff here in no time.
yeah, that's really good. Yeah,
Yeah. So, um, user user by token and email of um at DB
hmm
token email, right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Now, this becomes really interesting because we could now say that if user, then we remove this one like this.
Hmm.
What do we do otherwise?
In the other one, in the form where we have the user, don't we have some thing where we show some content?
Yeah, so
Um,
here when we after an upload here, we just redirect to this list here.
yeah, I know. Normally we do that, but in
Yeah.
the case where we're uploading, when we're creating a user, we return back some data, don't we? And
Yeah.
so what is
But I
the
guess
just
like you
remind us how you do that because I've forgotten how you do it because
handle
we
sign up, right?
yeah
Point.
yeah 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 yeah
So we return the user.
right okay and the user has the email and the token and everything yeah
Yeah. But I guess what I was sort of wondering, so
we need to return something different, don't we? Because if we do, I think I kind of feel like the upper function needs to say like I rather than if we have a when, and then if the because the last thing is swap, then we'll get some data in the case of
yeah.
an upload. In the other case, like when if we say when user, then we don't need to do as well, which is nice, and then we can check in the upper function as to whether or not something comes back. And if nothing comes back, then we do a 404 essentially, or some other error message to say, no, no way, mate.
403-ish, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 403. Yeah, 403 or 401. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me started on that stuff because that's
I have a feeling
oh,
one is
well,
like not authenticated and one is not authorized, but
yes.
403 I think is probably the right one.
Yep. It's interesting that it's complaining about these guys not. There's something weird with my REPL here, but who cares? Yeah, because the sort of other alternative here would there's a couple of alternatives.
Hmm.
You could so let's just go here. This might leave a little bit bad taste in your mouth,
Okay. No one
but
likes it.
bear with me, as they
Okay.
say. Um, do you know what this produces?
I'm guessing it's a compile error, but I don't actually know.
It's actually not.
Okay.
So um, you could make a system where you say that if there's an error, this is sort of the idea behind cognitect anomalies, is that you can embed an errors key in the thing that, like, if there's an error, there will be an errors key in the thing that you return where you can pull out the error.
Hmm.
And then by by virtue of implementation, you can use a keyword to look up the value of a thing,
It
right?
makes sense.
Their
Yeah, that's quite
functions
natural.
of their
Yeah.
thing. But if the thing is not a map, then it just returns nil.
It's fine. Yeah.
So, like if hypothetically, right, if this one returned 9,
Hmm.
then you could go down to here and you could say um, if, well, let's upload is this, right? And then you
Okay.
could say if errors of upload results,
Hmm.
then handle it. Could even do F let. That would be handle them, right?
Hmm.
And then otherwise we do. But the point being that even now, if our handle upload returned a number, this code will still work.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We get rid of the do as well, which is nice, isn't it? I always like to get rid of the do's.
Yeah. So this is I kind of
Yeah, that
like
makes sense to me. Yeah,
this is a fairly nice approach, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Because then we can go back to the handle upload thing and we can do like this. Then we get to do here. Um, um, what do we want? Message.
Body, I would say. I mean, just to be like,
Yeah.
to be like super, yeah,
Body something something.
yeah, unknown user, something like that.
Something like this. Uh, this looks reasonable, doesn't it?
Let's
Um,
have a look. Da, da, da.
hang on. My jumping to things is not with me. Ah, here we go. Yes.
With if let, do you have to do a do? I think you still do, don't you?
Yeah, I think you do.
Yeah, but I still feel like if let might be nicer. But that's a trivial thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But I like you may or may not agree with my particular code aesthetics, but I find them like I find these small things important. I really like the code to be nice and readable, I guess. Because that's
It's
basically what I
hard to
do.
argue against that, isn't it? Really, you know.
Yeah, but
I
some
like my code
people
completely horrible and unreadable. You know, it's sort of like, eh.
yeah, but it's with no disrespect to to founders out there, but there's some code that I like to call founder code, which
All right.
is like you got such a tight or such a short runway that you're just banging on, and the only thing you have time for is to implement the next feature. And if you need to tweak the previous feature, it's like, oh, we'll just stick a if test with an else in here, and then the code sort of becomes like this sawtooth, indentation hell kind of code.
Oh, I
And
see. Yeah, yeah.
right, they never have the time to sort of come back and clean up because it's the next feature once you've implemented
Mm,
something.
mm.
Whereas,
Talking of which, I think in terms of didn't you? What was that number that the person's number that you said like
the
indicates some
Norris
sort of scale?
numbers.
The Norris numbers, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
like those. I like that that concept, um, which I hadn't heard of before.
Yeah,
Um,
it's this one.
yeah. So I kind of like it in the sense that every so often we'll get some we should look at it and say like for us, I mean they're talking about 2000. I think we're like into 200 at this point, you know. Once this
150, yeah. Yeah.
no, but once we get to 200,
Yep.
we our Norris number should kick in and we should say, okay, let's think about this again, because like I'm not saying we're doing too much, but but we're going relatively slow and we can
Yep.
afford then, because we're not on a deadline, we can afford to say, okay, let's just take a look because we're at 200 now. Let's say, what can we do to fix this? You know, split it into different namespaces. That's that's a super easy one. Anyway,
Yep.
ooh, transact now. This is nice.
What's this? X. I just I was looking at I think we've think that should work. Changing way too much stuff at the same time. Because I
Hmm.
think we have that for handle sign up as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think it should be transact, by the way. The
You're right.
T. Yeah.
Ah, I forgot to evaluate transact.
Why does it give you like all these underscores with collection and?
I have no idea what's going on. It's something that's
Oh right, okay.
yeah, it's just being uh annoying.
Hmm.
Anyways, what
So
did we do with
theoretically now we just put some junk in there and we'll get an error. That's the concept, yeah.
yeah, but then we don't have well, we need to
Ooh, handle them doesn't work. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
um yeah, because then we get this is basically this yeah, we can actually just do errors, I believe, for now.
I think that's nice. Yeah.
Um acting like a
It's
production
kind of
system.
taking a long time, isn't it?
It
Yeah.
is. Maybe we have to restart our REPL.
Oh, this doesn't sound very attractive.
No, it doesn't.
So it's kind of wondering what it's doing now.
You are too, huh?
I'm definitely wondering whether it's working or not.
Okay.
I kind of
Yeah,
like
this looks.
think if you um oh, okay. I was going to say if
No,
you
it's stuck.
turn the dev tools and see what's happening. Hmm.
We're not doing XHR. We're looking at all, and
Oh, it's
it
giving us a
says
message.
unknown
Unknown
user.
user. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of worked, but somehow it's not. It's like the
It's,
redirect is funny, isn't it?
yeah, that's where we're, um, yeah,
So
because
it's
we've
like,
done an upload, and so it's a multi-part thing. So we should
oh,
probably redirect it and blah
yeah,
blah
we should
blah.
probably do this. This just a quick question. I don't know this. Is on response redirect? Does it have anything? Does it have any parameters? Like, can you pass it a status and stuff like this?
Let's see if oh, ring core. Sorry if this is a bit small, but
Yeah, it's okay.
not the middlewares. Ring util response.
Yeah, you've got util right there. So
Ah, yeah. And so the redirect takes just a status. Now it doesn't do anything of what we want, really.
well, I think the fact it takes a status is already good because I think it's assumed to be 200. Um,
No, well, yeah, we were talking about this, right? And we should actually do a redirect after post is what we should have done, not a redirect. But um,
why don't we do that then? And then we can
yep,
return bad request instead, something like that.
yep,
Or what's this other one? We've got. It's a bit funny that it says that. I mean, bad request is 400, which is kind of generically a client error. So I think that's okay.
yep.
And again, if we're looking for the simplest possible explanation for this thing, well, yeah, bad request is what we want, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think that's not gonna help us much. But anyways, bad request because I think we need to redirect to somewhere and then do a bad like it's basically what you wanted to do is something like response redirect after post and
It's not spelt right, by the way.
no, come on. Um, error equals something like this, and then we'd have to pick or like that, so you could show an error page, but this is just too much for me right now.
Is it?
Okay, come on. Meh.
We've got 40. We've got 15 minutes left. I think that's
Okay.
possibly okay to add that one.
Uh, error URI render page error freak. And then we have whoops. That
Oi,
was
so nice.
not. Oh, here we go. Yep. Let's upload. Send again. Here we go. Now we should have something. So we're getting to and okay.
We have a query string. Yeah.
Yeah, but then we'll just yeah, so now we got to there and then we can get the and we will do did I evaluate that? Oh,
Nice. Perfect.
yes.
Yeah, I think that was really good. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
worth doing.
that was
Yeah.
about 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
definitely cool. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, let's see if it works for real then.
Okay, come on. That's much harder. Um,
Like I like how we've done it the wrong way around again. You know, it's like it's typical
what?
engineering, isn't it? Let's find the broken case first.
Yeah. Okay, so what do we have? I don't want to like there. This is just a lot of job stuff, so I'll just take this image here and I'll upload that, and we'll have a and You see, keyboard navigation just works.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. This is stuff that people spend a lot of time getting right. Ah, still
Oh,
unauthentic. Oh,
unauthenticated.
it's not good.
The filter isn't working somehow.
Did I get the whole thing? C8, blah, blah, blah. Yes.
You
Okay.
know what it might be? Well, I don't know.
I have no idea.
It'll be interesting to see what the form says it is because maybe it's sometimes it's like the information on the form is like slightly different to the thing that you think it is, you know? User by token and email. So maybe as we print out something there,
Yeah, but it doesn't make really sense to have the user here because we don't stick it on the content yet. So
we
let's
can just do
just,
an if, yeah. Mm. You probably still have to do the if user, don't you?
sometimes it's really nice to have a pair programmer. Okay. And what else? Let's just pull out our um this one.
Yeah,
And I
that's good
also
too.
want to just println token.
All right.
Well, that's kind of surprising, I guess.
You were a bit too fast for me there. Did you actually redo the thing?
Yeah, so we're printing nil, 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 and nil.
So go back to the form again because I feel like somehow it was too fast for
Yeah,
me.
but the thing is that I don't see. Oh, oh, now I know what we did wrong.
What's that?
Um, this doesn't work. And
You should name that multi-part params then, is it? Oh, okay.
I think we had it like this. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, it's like we have to make the request into a multi-part request
Right, right. Okay.
kind of thing. Let's see what happens now. Oink.
Ooh, it
Yay! There
worked.
we go.
Yay. All right, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, well, think we're still gonna have to keep it off for the moment because I think I think we need to get this SSL thing sorted out
Yeah.
during the week, and then we can fix this
Yeah,
this
and the other
onboarding thing.
thing that we should be doing is that um, I wouldn't actually mind having, well, that can be for next time, but wouldn't mind adding here the user ID of the user.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we need to associate the content with the user. Maybe we could do that quickly now, actually, because that would probably be all right.
Ugh.
We've kind of got it right there, you know.
Yeah, so
You can literally say just email, and it's already there.
like this.
You've got email already.
Yeah, but we also have Do we want to associate it with the email or like the
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, this is kind of peculiar though, isn't it? Because oh yeah, okay. So where is ID user then?
hmm?
User by token and email. Do we get what do we get back?
We get a user.
We get back the map. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably fine. Yeah.
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 Good. Because then we can also like we could look up like when we display, you know,
We're
the
going to
stuff
need to
here,
do
we
that
just
next time, aren't we? Because we want to have like the home page to be our episodes, and then when someone eventually, when we say okay, you can literally log in, then
yep.
they should have their own content
Yep.
uploaded. But I think it's good for us
Yeah.
to serve ourselves for the moment and just like okay, we can make our own uploads easier with our own tokens. So so yeah, okay, I think we can round this one off, and then next week we have to do the SSL thing, reset our tokens, and probably have some way as well to hide the fact that we're putting these tokens on the screen all the time.
Yeah, I
Or
want
not, we
to
can just reset it every time. I think that could be also fine, you know?
yep. Interesting. That's done differently. But I wanted to just um there is a couple of sort of um databasey functions coming up here now.
They're creeping in, yes.
Yeah. And I want to do a very quick and dirty thing. Can I do
Okay.
that? Yeah.
I don't know yet. I
Um,
don't know what you mean you want to like
so
I think you need to respell token, by the way.
it's like this. Oops.
That's
No.
it, by toucan with a C actually. But okay.
Yeah. Um, so then we can do a and then this one becomes like that.
Is that looks like it's the result of it rather than a function passing. I'm
And we
kind
need
of
to have
I
user
really have a
here.
partial or something.
Hey?
I'm kind of like where you have query one there, you have a query, but isn't a query function better?
Yeah.
Because
So
otherwise
what
you
I'm
then
what
because then you're passing you should be passing hash by token or whatever, so
the reason
no,
I'm
the other way
doing
around.
this, yeah.
Where on line 104 you should be passing the function rather than the result of the function.
No, because this function returns a function.
Oh yeah, okay. By
Yeah.
token email. Yeah, okay.
The reason why
I
I'm
get you.
doing
Yeah.
it
It's fine. Yeah.
this way is that at work where we use HoneySQL a lot towards our
Mm.
Postgres database, then Uh, this looks like something like this, which is kind of nice because then these queries are somewhat composable and
Right, right. Yeah, yeah.
so the query sort of becomes the gold of the code and not like the execution of the query, if this makes
Hmm,
sense.
hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's quite funny how you do this, by the way, is that it's kind of peculiar to me in some respects. That I mean,
Oh,
and maybe this is just like a rounding up little discussion, but
yep.
you have like to me on line 108, it looks like you're resolving like your by token and email looks like it's the result of that function that is being sent to query one. But the result of that
Which
function actually is a function, and I find that
yes,
slightly confusing. I
yes.
prefer to say partial by token and not to have by token returning a function.
Right. So you want to have partial, and then let's get rid of this guy. And then you have a user here, right?
Yeah, and then you get rid of the hash.
No, because you still, yes, you do. Ooh, does that actually work? Uh, let's let's just make a simpler one.
Well, it's already quite simple, I think. It's okay.
Yeah, but I don't want to mess around with.
Oh, an and. Okay.
No, I don't want to mess around with the token because that's annoying.
All right.
Um,
Okay. Yeah.
dang, that works.
Why wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, because what's now here's the thing that's kind of neat to do in honey is that you would do something like, and it's too late for me now,
Mm-hmm.
um, to make this one as an exp would that be and by token user by email,
That would
right?
perfectly
Because now
work.
we're sort of, hey?
That would work perfectly, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because this is sort of what's interesting with this thing is that now we have like rather trivial by email and by token, right? But these can be like
Yeah. Yeah.
arbitrarily complex, and then you can just compose them up, which is kind of neat.
Yeah. So you can throw away the first one, and then we're back. We're in a
Yes.
good state, I think. Yeah. That's.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Because we'll want to do that. We'll definitely want to do things like this.
Yeah. Are we like prematurely optimizing for something now? Creating
No, I know because
No, 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 no.
we definitely want to do this. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think this is just a yeah. Maybe it's prematurely tidying up, but
Yeah.
we're definitely not optimizing.
Because then this content by ID as well, right? Is then you have this is the other thing that I like about it is that DB and no, this just takes an ID and an X, right?
Okay.
E ID of X ID, right? As long as you have something that has an ID. Um,
Hmm.
so this is then query one of the DB content and partial by ID ID.
I'm not sure about that. Go back to where you were, because I feel like you did something with the ID. You returned a deck of it or something. There was something different.
Yeah, but that's because we did the nth and we sort of assumed that what we said here was nth of content of deck of ID. So rather than actually going through and looking for the ID of the individual thing, um, we said that the thing of ID 3 is in place number 2 in the list.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So if you shuffled the things in the list, then this thing here is just Morkin.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. So
And
yeah,
then,
the difference is that in yeah, yeah. Okay. I mean, obviously, I was, as I was saying to you before, maybe I kind of like, we need to do it either. We didn't do it this one, so it's time is up now. But I think next time we need to change the data structure,
yeah.
because otherwise we're gonna. Well, I'm gonna lose my mind. That's for sure.
Oh, and
Yeah.
this one needs to have get DB
I think it just
collection.
needs to be just get collection in that case, if you do it that way.
Yeah, but the collection is it's fine because the collection is a keyword.
Hmm. Interesting. You could do it either way then, couldn't you?
Yes, you could. So now this by ID, right? It works on both users and on content.
Yes. Okay. That's nice. Yeah.
Whereas this one on like it basically does the same thing, but we've said that it only works on content.
Yes. Okay.
And then you would also probably do this. I do like this. So this gets you all of them, and this is just first of query of DB collection, right?
Yeah. That's totally obvious. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we can stick this one up here. And what's kind of cool with this, and this is what we've done at work as well, is that these functions, they're pure, they're simple, and they're not related to any DB at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. 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 So they're easy to test. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
We've got to call it a day there, Eric.
I think we do.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah. So like on the to-do list then for next time is SSL. Between now and then for one or both of us.
Yep.
And then we're gonna do the actual the
The
actual
actual handle upload. Yep.
handle upload. Yeah, but I think
Yep.
we've done all the simple parts here that are really in the right place. So that
Yep.
seems really good. Yeah.
What?
Ooh,
It
what's all
doesn't
this?
like redirect after post. Well, anyways,
Is it what you called? Deprecated.
it
Is
might
that
be.
is that what that thing is saying? Mm.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's
Cool.
let's end it here. And
Yep.
do you want to do a quick wrap up for 2 minutes of
Yeah. What have
what
we
came
done?
out of this session? It was quite a lot of bits and pieces, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah. We done some. We done the So a very inconvenient upload form because now every time you want to upload a video, which doesn't happen all that often, you have to supply both your email and your token, and we check that that is actually registered in our database. If it's not, then you will get unauthenticated and no video uploaded. And then we just did a little bit of database sort of preempting a little bit having a database, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, this is really cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks a lot. Okay, thanks for watching.
Yeah.